Hey guys, welcome to EURUSD. I'm going to go over what's going on, how the levels worked awesome overnight, and where we are exactly. So, if you look at previous videos, you can easily find where we are on the chart on EURUSD. This is a big bull flag that's been happening for almost 2 months. We broke out of that recently, and now we're sustaining that breakout. Price offered a few entries here, we'll go over a little later. Blue lines and white lines are all that matters if you're looking at my videos. Macro levels from years ago are blue lines. White lines are usually developed through recent action as well as sometimes months and years ago as well. Blue lines are inflection points that I've noticed. They've been very good in determining where price will go and where it will sell or bounce from. If you look at the past few months of videos, tons of proof on that. Orange lines are just confluence profit taking lines from more recent action. They give you like the fact that if you see a line get touched for a setup, sometimes an entry is exactly at a minor level. It gives you a little bit more confidence. So let's get right into where we are right now. I'm going to go to a 45-minute chart first and just show you after breaking out, price will usually backtest the breakout area. In sometimes you'll get exact test of the bull flag resistance here if there is one. Other times you won't. In this case we didn't, but we did get multiple chances to enter back at this macro level. Both times at some sort of failed breakdown. The first one a failed breakdown of this low and the zone in general. The second one a failed breakdown of these lows with entry a little higher, and then you would have had a first class ticket to the points we've taken so far from 390 all the way up to 490, so 100 points. Maybe not all of that for full profit, but some sort of position to get paid. So let's go to a 15-minute chart and show you why yesterday's levels were excellent. So I left you guys off yesterday around 2 o'clock. Afterwards, I did a whole level change up. A lot of levels were adjusted heavily compared to the past few weeks. I just felt like there's been a lot of action and I wanted to make sure that the new levels reflected that. So the blue levels stay the same, but the white ones definitely adjusted, and the orange ones were obviously adjusted as well. So around 2 o'clock, I left you right here. We were consolidating at this level. From my experience now, when we consolidate at a level this long, usually we will pop at least for one or two profit takes. In this case, it was at least one profit take, where if you longed somewhere around here with a stop loss below here or even here, it would have worked out well. And then I sent the levels out around 5-6 o'clock usually. And when I sent those levels out, the first setup I was looking for below was a dip in recovery. The first setup I was looking for above was a reclaim. So the dip in recovery and the reclaim both worked. Let's break down how. So in this basic sense, you can see the level, this zone right here was lost. We dipped below, we tagged it, we dipped again, and then we reclaimed it. Perfect setup for a dip and a reclaim. But also we happen to get some structure built here. What I mean by structure is I didn't know this action was going to be here, but once the action happens and I see something develop, I have to react, right? So I see a low here, I see we bounce. In my mind, I'm looking at two things. I want to see price. If we don't get another low, then I want to see price hit this, sell, and then go back up. If we happen to go below the low that was set here, that's even better. Now I have a failed breakdown I can enter with the better setup a little lower. If we don't get the low broken, let's say this price only went here. Now I'm looking at it like price hit this level, it sold, there was no more supply left, and it shot right back up and pushed through. I can go long above that level. In this case right here, it would be more of a dip in recovery, dip and reclaim of this level. Since we got the low, even though it was a minor low, below this one, it's a failed breakdown. You can enter a little lower if you want, or you can still wait for this level to reclaim and have more confidence that's going to be a good trade. So that worked out great for overnight traders. Afterwards, which we clearly hit this level around 5:30. You notice there's already been hit once here. It almost got up there around 8 o'clock. So at this point, this level is really weak. After it hits the level like this, there's two ways to enter a reclaim. If it hits the level and then sells back down and returns back up to push, awesome. That would be the classic level reclaim. We have acceptance, Price hit it multiple times, came back down, came back to that price, and then started pushing through. You can go long a couple points above. In another scenario, which we didn't get here, a price might go above the level, come back down, and then start pushing back up. That's another way to enter. This is the better way. And another thing I want to point out to you, as we're on a 15-minute chart, you can clearly see we're bull flagging here. We hit the price, we hit a high, and then we kind of just sold diagonally. That's classic bull flag, even if it's not as big as a regular bull flag. I've mentioned it in many videos. So if you were waking up and seeing this and you wanted to enter, let's say around 7:30, which is a great time to see setups, oftentimes 7:30 to 8:30, you could enter a small position if you want, or a decent position with a stop loss below this right here. It's a little risky to have it that close. Another way you could have it is set it up a little lower from 14:30 all the way down to 14:05. That's a 25-point stop loss, so you're clearly maybe not going to want to position fully just because it's not the most ideal setup, but it's definitely a bull flag. And guess what happened right after at 8:30 when CPI hit? Boom, we sold up. Awesome candle for almost, I think, 50 points up there. Now that we've discussed that, two things. Let's go to a 5-minute real quick. You can see right now we flagged down sideways 5 minutes for a while from 8:30 to 9:10 right now, and now we're pushing up. How would I handle this setup? Well, ideally, I'm not trying to enter this high up. Two things I'd be looking for. Number one, if we can hit this, sell back down, back test this reclaim area, clearly the reclaim area because we hit it a couple times, one back there too, before pushing through, then we can have an awesome setup here because we'd have a back test setup that you could directly long, or you can use this low right here and enter a few points above, maybe somewhere like right here. So that's the first setup I'm looking for, a failed breakdown / back test of the reclaim. The other one will be if we decide to push up and not sell from here, one would have to be patient. You'd have to see price hit this, accept it, sell a little bit, and then go back up. In that case, go long after. This doesn't have to go above. Ideally, it goes like right here, or even just stops where it is right here, sells down, and then pushes back up. Those are the two setups I'm looking for there. Very simple. Let's see if I have anything for ES for you guys real quick and let you guys go on with your day. So over here, you're looking at, actually, let me just finish this up and I gotta do some stuff. I'll get back to you guys soon. Have a great day.